Welcome to the June 2nd Tuesday Oliavo Team Zoom, and this is something we do every Tuesday at this time. And I am honored to introduce to you the most recent Premio, Lidy Flom, someone that I've known for, gosh, I think probably close to 30 years, and she's a dynamo for sure. And she has been taking care of doing care for her father, who's 98, and was building the Oliolo business in spite of that. But literally in the past, I'd say it's 6 weeks, just kicked in massively and started building out her team, and it's been impressive to watch. And I would love to bring her on right away and kind of open it up with her, and we can take it in multiple directions. But I do know that from what I glimpsed of her strategy is she helped many, many team members achieve ranks. And hope she may get into that, hopefully, and maybe give some recognition to some of her team. Because really, we are in a team, it's a team effort. It's not any one individual. And people that understand that actually do way better in this industry than somebody that is really good at sales, let's say, like a salesperson. But it's the person that integrates with people and supports people. And it truly is an industry of people helping people help people. And I really think that Lidy Flom exemplifies that. So, Lidy, if you could,
I am.
thank you so much.
You are so welcome. I'm trying to figure out. Hey, there it is.
Again,
So,
congratulations on an amazing accomplishment.
well, I'm going to say, first of all, it is a delight actually to be on this team. And you know what? I've often thought about this. Like, when you're 100% in, you're 100% effective. When you're 50% in, you're 50% effective. And I've asked you for some favors. So I'm first of all going to acknowledge you. And, because you've listened and you've leaned in and you heard what the field has a cry for. That's a thirst to know. And when you know better, you do better. And we're sitting at a time in a place in time where a lot of people are wondering and wandering. And I've often thought if we could bridge the gap, and they talk about the gap like it's an ancient wisdom to modern science, and there's an awareness gap. I've always thought if we could help people become aware of things, but you have an application to bridge the gap, I'd say sign me up. And it was just that. It was like, finally, it's all here. It's all here. We can help. It doesn't matter with the diagnostic, prognostic, it doesn't matter. Everybody benefits. Everybody. And you have said it so profoundly on the Monday, Wednesday, Friday calls. That 10-minute call, everybody, make it a must, because of the fact that you have spoken about the one key factor, and the factor is liver. And the word live is in the word liver. And if you want to live and you want to have some life with vitality, that you have to look at it from what is the responsibility of the liver. And it has over 500 different responsibilities. And I say, and I'm responsible for it. Well, then I must have an assignment. And so what's my assignment? Is to help other people. So, Dr. Jerry, I was a relay racer when I was in high school. And one of the things that the coach told me one day was to not drop the baton. I thought that was kind of silly coaching. Honestly, as a teenager, I thought, yeah, coach, I mean, is there nothing more? No, he says just focus on the baton. And I always thought now in, later years watching the Olympic Games, and here are world-class athletes and they're dropping the baton. But guess what? Everybody that drops the baton never wins the race. if they drop the baton. And I thought, I'm going to apply that to my thinking. I'm going to lean in and I'm going to listen, because when there's profound information and messages, knowledge is wisdom, but applied knowledge is wisdom. And that is the key. It's like when you don't drop the baton, it's this message. Get the message and then apply it and hang on. Because, and I feel like, hang on, this is the ride of our lifetime. And when you deliver those 10-minute calls, it's sort of like you're passing on some baton. We're just relay racers on your team, and that you've given it in a deliverable, and it's just very easy to receive, and then hang on and pass it on. And so I know that we are in a place, as I would say it, in a time that if there was a giving with a re-giving spirit, passing it on, that it's not about me, it's about helping other people dream and have the fulfillment of the dream. And what is that? That I could walk, I could talk, I could dance, I could um, give in the way that, you know, I could otherwise not. And all of that comes together with Aliabo. And because the body is communicating. So I got a call today, and this person was almost in tears because their husband, who has not done much over the last years, um, trying to figure out like how to contribute and really not engaged, is actually doing landscaping. And now another lady called and her husband passed, and she said, I have been so depressed. I've been so depressed, Lidy. I don't even want to go to work. I don't want to go to work. And I want you to know, I feel like joy inside of me. I can't explain how much joy I have in my life. And another person says, I'm a hairdresser, and all these people that I'm talking about right now are all on my team who have made profound leaps forward because they've seen something happen. Because something happened, not personally to them, but they've seen it in their spouse and in their lives around them. So this lady says, my husband is actually putting together this most amazing landscaping project. So I have two people tell me that their husbands have gone to work, gotten up, and let the creative mind again accelerate. Now, there's a lot of health stories, but I'm just thinking about when you become whole, you become the expression of God's first thought, the extension of his creation. And he first word said, let there be light. You radiate light. I believe we're light beings, but we have that expression. When things are dark and gloomy, it shows up dark and gloomy in our presence. And we are the expression of that. So we have a different aura. We have a different, persona. You have a different vibration. And we know that it's frequency. We know it's vibration. And then there's this sort of a love dance. I'm just imagining, Dr. Jerry, that the liver is so happy. The liver is like, let's let her live. Let's let her live. You like that? And it's putting that, liver conversation into life, and everything comes together. It's so holistic. And so helping a few people. So I looked at the compensation and I said, most people like to have free product. So what if they helped a few people? And the way the compensation looks is that if you help, let's imagine two people get what is called a prima, and a 3 bottles of oil for their household. If it's just 2 people in the household, it'll be 2 Primas. If it's like they want to have the oil on top of that, do you know that 2 people would mean that their product is free? It's free. It's paid for because they are going to get reimbursed. Now, I can send people to Amazon, or I can send people out to another company and say, here, you can go get some products for a good price, a good product, good price, but never be compensated for being the voice, that extension, or um, let's call it, some people say, I help companies find the proper employees. I'm helping them. Yeah, they're a headhunter. Well, they get paid for that, but they don't really get paid for what they're worth. I believe that this is what's happening. You're going to get paid probably more than you think you're worth right now. Because what's going to happen is that when you help people, you become the extension to pass it on and let other people be the full expression of who they are. So I looked at the plan and I said, well, I'm going to do the five. Five will bring five. And I started looking at that and kind of just didn't even pay any more attention to the compensation other than I'm going to help 5 people. And I asked Hernan if he would actually put a spreadsheet together of a 3 help 3 or 5 help 5. And I looked at that and I said, wow, the way this plays out in a previous company, in 5 years, I had 76,000 people part of the team. Well, in about 7 levels, 5 would bring 5. It would be 78,000. And the number, oh my gosh, was over $300,000 different on a monthly basis. I want you to know that what I saw is abundance. And too much is given, much will be asked. I get it. I'm ready. I'm ready to be asked to go and be a messenger, a kingdom ambassador. Because when you know that you are a kingdom citizen and you have a kingdom stewardship on you, that's your assignment and that's your calling. I feel, Dr. Jerry, fulfilled as a kingdom ambassador. And so I've asked some people to look at this from a kingdom ambassadorship and to be the extension of the love that you are and extend this love because it was given to us. The olive tree made it through the flood. It's made it through fires. It's made it through drought. It's made it through everything, and it still stands as this rich, abundant 46 chromosome. I'm 46 chromosome. I'm gonna call it a match made in heaven. I believe that's what we're aligning with. So I would like to maybe acknowledge a few people, unless I want to volley back to you. Why don't I just volley back to you for a minute?
No, I'd love for you to acknowledge a few of the folks and tell us a little bit more about your strategy, what
Sure.
you did to actually bring people along.
Well, can I tell you?
Yeah, please.
I I invite them to listen because here's what I know. People say, "Well, I've heard this before," or "You brought something else to the table." Family, friends, and I realize that. So partnerships are important. Male, female partnerships. So first of all, I worked for government. I did a lot of work, with land acquisition, feasibility studies, did multi-million-dollar projects, and I never felt like accomplished. But I will say this, I saw something in the marketing when we worked with marketing companies. Guess what? They all had male and female partners, and they were the most successful, when they came to do some work in terms of marketing. So I always thought, I'm female, I need a male. Dr. Jerry, partnering with you was a decision. It was a business decision. And that would feel comfortable, in terms of like being able to introduce to other people. So um, find somebody strong if you're a female, and if you're a male, find somebody that's strong as a female. So that's that's really important, I believe. Then invite them to a call that you feel like it can deliver the message, and you can do a follow-up. So my strategy is invite minimum 10, if not 12, to every call. That's kind of like the plan. And then 3 might make it, but follow up. Did you make it? What did you like best? And whatever they say they like best, here's what I say. It's exactly what I felt. Because it's not about what they say and what I felt. It's not my agenda. So it is about, you know, parallel, partnering with them. And then they feel acknowledged. And I really do want to acknowledge that because that was important to them. And then you ask a few questions. So that's really part of my thought process. Then I thought, I will start. They have a holding tank. I like holding tanks because I can gift people. So I can gift people, and I love the fact that it's sort of like playing chess. Um, you move, I move. You don't move, I don't move. And it really makes it easy because it feels like a reward system was set up the way they have that compensation, and that you can look at this. Now, the second part is I didn't appreciate until probably Friday, this past Friday. My dad's health went from a wilted flower to a flower, from a wilt to a bloom again. And that was a testimonial as a 98-year-old on a slippery slope. And so right now, um, I will tell you that story has made a huge difference. I believe God gave that to us as a challenge to embrace. So if you have a challenge, embrace your challenge to erase your challenge. And what you resist will persist. Love it. Love your challenge. Love it till it leaves you, because you will have the story. So I believe that that's important, to encourage everyone to embrace the challenge. And then look at where the teams are and have some meetings. So I had some meetings, had some like little clusters, and then I invited Joe Morton, COO, to Minnesota. I asked the question, what would it take for you, Joe, to come to Minnesota if I would put some people together? He said 50 people. I said, wonderful. Consider it done. What date? He gave me a date, and I started out with a breakfast meeting in Wisconsin, went to a lunch meeting in Minnesota, and he went to an evening meeting in the second place in Minnesota in a health club. So I had 3 meetings. We had 77 people, and it was our kickoff. And that's what I decided to do. And so now we have clusters of people. And now some are saying, like, listen, Liddy, can we get Joe back? I said, yes. If you're going to have him in your area, it's going to be 50 people. So that's my commitment. So it was wonderful. So we had a Friday night and a Saturday. And we had 3 meetings. And it was interesting. Some people came in from Chicago. Well, the people in Chicago are on fire right now. And so they want Joe to come, and he's going to go to Chicago. And Monique and is going to have Nashville in Georgia at the end of this month. So we and David Itkow, he had him in Arizona. So here we are. We've got some movement is a movement happening. So with that being said, I just really want to acknowledge all of the people that have, made a commitment to be part of a movement that's going to be a love movement, that's going to massively tap into, that core of who you are. And so Betty as a Vente, Edgar, we have Quintos, we have Holistic Hive, and Teresa Romo, and Monique Myrick, and David Itkow. We got Kappas, Reggie, Coco, Renee, Jean, Roberta, Kelsey, and we have from people that are hair salon owners, to people that are healers, to people that are, yeah, I'm going to say it, passionate. I'm going to call it every one of these people have a story about love and passion for living. So if we're going to leave a legacy, let's leave a living legacy and cancel out everything that does not produce life. And I say, you become the asset, not the liability. Thank you.
That's awesome, and what a great group of folks, and all advancing. And this month they announced a new promotion with rank advancement bonuses. So that just can help people, spur them on to create those kind of advancements. That's what you did. You worked with people to help them advance, and it just pushed you right on up the tree. So those rank advancement bonuses that were just announced for Kappa, up to $200 for making Kappa. And Kappa is foundational to this comp plan. It's just 1,000 points in volume. And you build on that, you create Kappas, and you will get to the next rank. And the next rank is $1,000, up to $1,000 paid. And ultimately, you have up to $5,000 rank advancement on your steps to Premio. So that's an amazing structure to focus on, to actually put something tangible in your pocket while you're actually helping people. So it's an amazing combination that we have here. And already it was great, and this just adds fire to the whole thing. So I'm excited about that. The main thing is that we are helping people manifest, as you say, and manifest their well-being and live a longer health span. And we talk about a longer lifespan, that's important. But even more important is being healthy throughout that life. And that's the example the Mediterranean people have given us. And that's exactly what the Ollie Botanicals can be tracked back to, is generating that strength, that foundational strength. And the products come from Italy, where it is understood how to use and process and raise those botanicals. And so we're tapping into that ancient history and that ancient usage. And like you say, it's like biblical. It goes back to biblical times. In fact, it's mentioned in scriptures dozens upon dozens of times. So I really believe that we were intended as human beings to tap into this to achieve our full potential. And you mentioned liver and gut. It's huge because that supports all of the other organ systems. If you get the liver right, gets the blood right, gets the lipids correct, and that helps with the blood sugars, it gets the hormones correct, the enzymes, all of the things, the immune system, it begins to fall into place. And it may not be noticeable right away, but you look back 20 years from now and go, wow, I outlived my peers, I outlived my parents, I outlived people that did not pay attention, and we're paying attention. And that will ultimately lead us to where we need to be, and where we need to be is here. And we need to help others to be here. And that's ultimately what we're doing, is build that strength, build that foundation. And it can parallel with building a team. And you build a great foundation on the team, and the team flourishes. And that's exactly what I see happen that you did. I don't know if you want to bring on anyone from your team, but now would be the time if anyone wants to step up.
Well, I would love it if anybody would like to step up. Certainly you can open up your mic. And I didn't actually have time to plan that part of it, but I would love to have you feel welcomed to do so. And so what we'll do is I'm going to just maybe fill a void just for a second, maybe while you're thinking or contemplating opening up your mic. I would like to say that what I've heard, Dr. Jerry, in all of the testimonials, like from an anticoagulants, people on anticoagulants, antibiotics, anti-inflammatory drugs, to people that are depressants, anti this and anti that, right? Do you know that it doesn't actually um, stop any of that? It doesn't. But when it's a product that we're talking about that is all of the whole, olive tree leaf seed extract, the whole olive element of the botanicals and the polyphenols in one capsule, it actually redirects from all the rerouting and the, let's call it roadblocks in the body. And the body actually goes back into homeostasis and all that disappears. You have the real anti conversation happening. And it's that gift. That's called freedom. So, um, so I don't know if anybody actually would like to say a few words, but so Dr. Jerry.
I'm here, Lidy.
Oh,
Linda's here.
Linda. Beautiful. Look at she's all olive. Look at her. Beautiful. Oh, Linda. She's in Idaho.
I have to say, all my life, my favorite color has been yellow, but now it's olive green for some reason. I mean, it just is.
Yes.
But, we've heard so many amazing stories, and I can't say I've had profound things, but to me, I was just realizing driving home, I feel really good. I love my life. Like that calmness in the core of your being, that's worth everything. Just that core peace, sense of well-being. I don't know how you could ask for more than that.
Linda.
So,
and Linda is love. Linda is love. Linda has been widowed twice. She does a widow's retreat. She is the giver. She's just love. Linda, thank you for the love that you are. And so watch Linda. Watch Linda. I hear Donna maybe in the background. Donna, you're on an open mic. So anybody else? Dr. Jerry, back to you.
That's beautiful scenery behind you, Linda. Is that so you're in Idaho? Is that home? That scenery behind you?
oh yeah, it's the field out in front of my house.
That's a great place to be.
Yeah.
It is. It's Har Shalom, the mountain of peace.
Oh wow, yeah, I love it. That olive green goes really well with protein as well.
Yeah.
Very good.
Beautiful.
Well, we will be back again tomorrow with the quick look call, and we kind of do the kind of dive into some of the medical type things that the body can experience, and then I like to translate it over to how we support. So we do not have a product that cures, treats, or mitigates disease, but what we do have is this human body. I call it the miracle within. And unfortunately, this human body has been given over to be treated ways that it shouldn't be treated. It's exposed to a lot of harsh chemicals. It's exposed to things that do interrupt those pathways. Lidy talks about getting these hurdles cleared, and we are energetic beings, and we have to restore that energy and that strength that we've lost as a people, as a culture.
Yeah.
And it's time to bring that back foundationally and live a better life. And that's what gosh, I don't know, my phone is messing up tonight. I had it turned down and it turned itself up. That's what we have. We have an easy, very simple pack with Premio to deliver every day what we need to rebuild that foundation and give us access to what the Mediterranean people have had for millennia, And the example that they've given us is a longer, better life. And that's just a great example that we can imbue now that we have an opportunity to do that. And it truly is a great gift to offer people, even just the information. And that's what we have. We have great resources. We just launched an app called Studio that will
3 months. Wow.
it'll allow you to send information much more easily and track it. And so utilize that to share information. And some will and some won't. And in this world, that's always the way it's been. But those that will actually change their lives and change the lives of others. Because once they are embodying it, they begin to realize this is worthy of
Oh, geez.
and that's what happens, and it begins to happen exponentially. And it's a brilliant thing to watch and see that people can be helped globally. So thank you all for being here tonight.
Dr.
And
Jerry?
again, congratulations.
I have something fun to end with. So
Please.
today some laundry got done. And so this was actually a little pillow pack that was in a pocket. And it came through the laundry all
What?
intact. I never lost a pillow pack.
That's hilarious.
Okay. Never seen it.
It is
Okay.
hilarious. So this little pillow pack, all the supplements are still intact inside, and no water got inside the pack.
Wow, it's sealed well.
So it's sealed.
That's part of what
Signed, sealed, and delivered.
it gives us access to these botanicals handled in a very high quality control, all sealed in nitrogen, away from oxygen, all of this very, very powerful, shipped fresh. And you can't find that anywhere. So like the premium oil, we get it fresh. And one of the biggest issues is the best oils, they come from Europe, but they get put on container ships. And oftentimes they're 3-4 months old because they sit on the shelves as well in the store, and they've degraded by that time. So we get it fast, within days. So that's critical because you're dealing with first 12-hour press, and you've got all of those beneficial polyphenols. And so you want them intact. And that's what we are delivering. So thank you all. And we'll be back again tomorrow with the Quick Look call. That's noon Eastern time. And if you want more information, Judy Womack, who's on these calls always, is just an amazing warrior of information for us and resource. She built a site called excitedtoshare.com. Excitedtoshare.com. The phone number for the Quick Look call is there and the times. This link for this call is there and the time. And the recordings, mini recordings, and the Quick Look call recordings are all cataloged there. So it's a great resource. Use that resource. It's brilliant.
Absolutely. Thank you, Judy. Oh my gosh. From our entire team, that is the resource, the one and only. Thank you, Judy.
It's amazing. Well, and congratulations again, Lidy, and to your entire team.
So thank you.
Have a great night, all.
Love to you all. Thank you. Shalom, shalom.
Hello.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Charlie. Bye for now.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Jerry. Appreciate you.
Thank you very
You're welcome.
much. Good night.